Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thanks for staying with us. Why don't we jump right into the corn, see what's happening in this corn market. We've got a lot going on, both geopolitically and also at home here. Let's see what the corn's doing for us. We've rolled over a little bit here. We're 2.25 cents lower, and that's up at 5.66 even. December's off by 4.25 cents at 5.69 even. How about soybeans? Do we have the same vein trading over there? I don't think so. We're a little bit better. We've given back some real estate, though. September is only up 3.25 cents now at 13.76 We have been about 9 cents higher in that contract, so we were up about 12 and a bit. November, the new crop, up 2 cents at 13.67, and again, we were about 9 cents higher than we were, actually 11 cents higher than we were in November. So keep an eye on those. We want to kind of stop the slide there. How about the Chicago wheat? Chicago wheat's mixed. September's off 2 cents at 7.60 We've got December up 1/4 cent at 7.74 and a half. How about the hard red wheat down in Kansas City? Let's take a little trip down there for the Kansas City hard red wheat. It's down 5 cents in September at 7.37 1/4. We've got December off 5 cents as well at 7.50 even. How about spring wheat? Spring wheat's, let's see, we're going to be a little bit, sharply unchanged across the board. I haven't seen that in I don't know how long. So September is unchanged at 9.44 1/4. December's unchanged at 9.29 and a half. And March is also unchanged at 9.17. Well, that would be a great hand if we were playing in Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, we've got Todd Horowitz on the line from Bubba Trading. Todd, thanks for joining us this morning. You saw all those numbers. Well, actually, you're in from Chicago, I guess, today. What are your thoughts about the grains? We had the report last week. I don't know if we've spoken since then. Then we had Friday, and things just kind of seem to have lost a little steam. And if the funds are long, I think that's a little disconcerting. What are your thoughts here?
Well, Scott, I think that they look great. But I do remember, again, we go through this, you and I, it's summer. It's quiet. There's not much going on. And the markets are a heck of a lot thinner than they normally would be. So I think they look good. I happen to be long them all right now. And I think that we have higher prices coming. As I've said all along, I think that we're going significantly higher as the year turns on because I think demand is going to pick up. There's a lot of good things in the economy that are happening as far as, we talk about the sports events opening and all these stadium venues opening. So we're going to have a bigger demand. I think that things look good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't know how quickly that's going to happen. I think we're going to have fits and starts here because we're not handling the COVID very well. And I've said this before, but, when we left and shut the economy off last March, it was like shutting the gym lights off, right? They went off immediately. But when you came back in on Saturday morning to start those gym lights up, I don't know if you remember, but it took a while and they made noise and some of them didn't work right. And that's a lot of, you try to restart a $28 trillion economy. I think this is all part of that. And we're going to have demand worries because of these Delta variants or the Lambda variant or whatever other variant is supposed to scare me to death. But at the same time, that's going to be the case. That's going to be because we've had some negative news come out of China here this morning. We had industrial production and retail sales that weren't very good, or at least they were still positive, but they missed. And that's got folks kind of worried. So those types of things, I think, are going to hang over our heads when we don't have any real good news. And we're all sitting around waiting for what the Pro Farmer Tour has to say. What do you think?
I don't disagree with anything you're saying, Scott. I think that, again, remember, we have very quiet trade, and you're going to have stops and starts, but you do have a strong spender out there right now. I mean, we're seeing consumers getting a deep debt once again, which means that they're a believer that we're going to continue. Airports are packed. So at the end of the day, it's not going to happen tomorrow. I think it is a much longer process to get these things rolling. But, we never really expect much in the month of August anyways, especially as we approach the Labor Day holiday. So I think it's going to be quiet until then. We'll see some whipsaws, I'm sure. But overall, I think we look pretty solid.
I agree. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break here. Go away, pay some bills, come back and talk livestock with Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading after this. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Scott Schulte, and this is Market Day Report. And I am known as a cow guy, and what a better cheap segue into talking about live cattle. How about we jump over and take a look at that live cattle table right now? These prices are brought to us by Bar Chart. And we can tell by these changes that there's not a ton going on over there. How about October up 55 cents? We call that double nickels on the floor. That's 128.67. And we've got December up 37 cents at 134 spot 20. But we do see February and April, those deferreds, start to tail off a little bit here. 17 cents lower in Feb and 40 cents lower in the April. How about feeders? What do we have over in the feeder market? Rolling over a little bit. We've got September off $1.05, 105 at 116 spot 02. October's off 62 cents at 165.15. How about lean hogs? What do we have happening in the lean hog department? Lean hogs are higher on the day here. We've got October charging ahead, up $1.82 at 88.35, or about 50 cents off the highs there. And we've got December up $1.10, looking pretty good so far. Now, that's a great excuse to get back over to talk to Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading. Todd's in Chicago right now. Todd, what are your thoughts on these lives of the protein market? I know it's quiet, and we can see by those prices that are pretty much it. But I like to see how they're hanging in there. What do you think?
I think they look great, Scott. I mean, you know, when you look at the picture, again, we have the slow trade, but they're holding up nicely. It is a little shocking that feeders are struggling a little bit with corn a little bit lower today. But, you know, we're up near the highs. You know, they're very near recent highs. So, you know, I expect to see some consolidation, and I expect to see the markets break to the upside. You know, I think the agricultural markets really look outstanding going forward. You know, obviously there's things that can happen that can change that picture. But for now, I think we look in really pretty solid shape, and I'd hate to be short these markets as a trader.
And you know, I agree with you. When we come back, people always want us to really kind of bring the nitty gritty, but sometimes it's just white noise. Sometimes it is just static. And I think a lot of the young traders don't know this, but you know, you've said it before, and I've said it too, that you can get lost in the day-to-day movements of these markets and kind of lose the big picture when you're trying to make too much out of something that really was just buyers and sellers coming to the market at different times. That wasn't really price discovery, if you know what I mean. So we have to be careful, because right now is a perfect time for that to happen, and we can read the wrong things into stuff. However, I would say this, like you said, overall things have held in there pretty well. So it's good to see when we get back to the September and October time of year and we see these volumes pick up. It should be good for this market. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, Todd. I took a lot of your time up there talking too much, but that's Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading. Thanks for being with us. I'm going to hand it back over to Janet.